Hey, 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 I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Gonna feel good. Gonna feel good. Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me, I got options. Real stepper, check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good. Where my hopping done at? Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk on play. But you better not come home like this. Street life, we was young racing. Street life, carefree was the best time. Fast forward days, dreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? How you feel? Turn it up a notch, pop up clean room. Everyday celebration, take a trip vacation. You deserve a day, you deserve a day off. Working for too long, gotta keep back. Turn my cell phone off, wait till I get back. Ooh, yeah, this that. Living my life with no regrets. So I title, link up, pull up on me. What we on? We did chillin', where we at the spot. What time? Anytime, link up, pull up on me. What we on? We the coolin', where we at? The chill spot. What time? Party time. I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good?
Oh, don't it feel good? What is going on, everybody? Oh, I wanted to go into the game season live. And welcome to game season live. It is I, and I am hip. I still got it, folks. It says the off season, but I get right into game season mode quick. Do we got a ball game to call? Can we just make one up?
I mean, there's plenty of ball games to call if you want to watch, Dominican winter ball.
And see Dominguez at 150. I'll pass.
Nah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for passing on that. Not many people want to watch that.
Jason, don't make me look like a fool, Jason. Don't
Oh,
make me look like a fool, Dominguez.
He's making fucks out of all of us. And the funny thing is, like, we're lucky that people don't really follow as much. Like a lot of Yankees fans and stuff like that. Like, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, stuff like that, yeah, they know about winter ball and they're following. But there's a lot of fans who aren't really tapped in, because if they were, they'd be cooking Dominguez on the TL right now.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so, to be fair. Rightfully so. We got a super chat here quickly. We got two of these babies up in this mess. Hello to all great NYY Underground fam. I love it. Pete Gira Francis. That is from Eli BK. We appreciate you, brother. What's up, fam? How you doing, everybody? Alex. Oh, this guy's a dog.
El Diablo.
That's like a compliment when I say that, by the way. Making some mango right now. Ooh, I like it. Oh, I like it. What I see. Jira had some yesterday. I had some a couple days ago. Tell you what, it's a treat. It's a treat.
It really is. The breakfast of champions, I like to say.
Let me ask you something. You ever heard Mangu refer to that? It's a treat.
It's the first time I think I've ever heard somebody say it's quite a treat.
That's what happens when you bring in the Italians into the Dominican culture. We start throwing some different things. That's a nice treat.
He said it's a treat.
It's a
you know
treat.
what? That might be the first time I ever heard somebody refer to Mangu as it's a treat.
Tell you what, I guarantee you it is. I guarantee you this is what Pete Simonetti brings to the table. I bring this to the table. That's who I am. That's what I do. Speaking of bringing it to the table, apparently the Yankees may not be bringing a $300 million payroll. to the table, Francis. And I tell you what, we've been warning everybody already that if this is the case, it could be a very, very long year for our Yankees, as we've already heard a lot of rumors now. We'll get to a lot of this stuff of the rumors out there with, Cody Bellinger and all that. But I did want to start here because I feel like this is something that Yankee fans are obviously going to gravitate to very quickly, is hearing somebody like Michael Kay, who, man, this offseason, I feel like I'm shouting out Michael Kay every second. Oh, Francis, show that baby off, please. Show. Oh, my goodness gracious. He's in Francis's box. Hey, yo. Wow.
That was wild.
I don't know why I said he's in. I meant to say the friggin' tumblers like in Francis' house, folks, not his.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I was
come
hyped
on,
as hell.
man.
The other day, I got my NYYU Stanley, man. And listen, if you guys didn't get one, I feel for you, man. But like Pete said,
They'll be reordered, folks. Don't worry.
it will
We'll
be
get 'em on.
reordered. So we're going to get some more. Hey, don't waste no time on that second drop. I
Hey.
might have to get a second one. You know what I'm saying?
My
You
guy
never-
Tyler said that was wild. I completely
was.
agree. That was wild. And we're still in 2025, so that could be up for the most wild moment of NYU this year. Which, by the way,
He's
Discord,
in Francis's box is crazy.
Discord coming to you guys today, and I'm gonna have you guys help me with breaking down these awards, all right? Because I need help on it. This is tough. It's not easy. But let's do this. Let's listen to Michael Kay a little bit. Let's hear what he has to say. And we're going to go ahead and do a nice little reaction to Michael Kay. Medina, now that you're a Floridian, you want to go ahead and brag about that weather. He says 81 degrees. I got 4 inches of snow outside. Francis
You know
is
what?
freezing. It's 20 degrees.
You know what, Medina?
All of
You
a
know
sudden,
what?
he's a big Floridian now, this guy.
You're
He wants to
lucky.
brag
You're
about
lucky.
the
I love you. You're lucky. I love you, because if not, I'd have some words for you. Okay, the 81 degrees. It's 20 degrees up here. I'm freezing my
20
balls
degrees.
off.
The guy's freezing his nuts off over there. I'm out here with 4 inches of snow outside.
Cincinnati's
It's
got
freezing.
snow.
My toes are like a brick right now. It's unbelievable.
Kira's gonna kick my ass because she didn't get a
What'd she say? I'm actually mad Francis got one and I didn't. Wow. I was like, maybe if there's one left, joke's on me. You guys sold this out. By the way, we sold it out in like 6 hours. So
Exactly.
I understand you guys like them. We're going to get more. I promise. I'm already on it. We're going to get you guys more.
But the MVP
Let's-
got to get the first one.
She does have to get one because then it will be my ass, and I'm not trying to do that. So, there it is. Alex again, 83 degrees in South Florida. Well, you know what? Floridians, I like you guys. Take it easy. Take it easy on me. All right? I'm cold over here. All right? I might make a little soup today. I'm a soup specialist.
We got hoodies on. They're outside on their porch watching us in tank tops. It's
Unbelievable. And their drawers on, balls hanging out probably. I mean, come on. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Let's go ahead and listen to Michael Kay, folks. Here we go.
I kind of shot down a caller in yesterday's show who said this. And in advance, I'd like to apologize. There is a good chance, everybody, that the Yankees' intent at this point on December 4th is to, in fact, be under the $300 million threshold. And I'm going to be as honest as I could possibly be here. According to Cott's contracts, after all they've done and the expected arbitration numbers of people that they have on their roster, they're at 279. If they intend to stay under 300, they are not getting Bellinger. They are not getting Tucker. They are not going to be able to make any significant move, because if you look at the big salaries on the Yankees, who exactly can they move to create that salary space to bring in a $25 or $30 million contract, let's just say on Bellinger? And if it's Tucker, a $40 million contract. Stanton's unmovable. You can't even think about moving Judge. You're not moving Cole. You're not moving Fried. I guess Rodon is somebody that you can consider. Are you going to get top value? That would clear about $26 million. He's got 3 years left. He's got 3 years left on his deal. Most of their money is locked into players that are not moving. You know, people say, well, they should trade Ryan McMahon. I don't know if there's going to be that much of a market for Ryan McMahon, who's an outstanding defender, but not a good hitter. The Yankees got him because they needed better defense at third base, and he provided. He was unbelievable, but he really struggled offensively. He makes $15 million this coming season and $15 million after that, which is not a lot of money, but I don't think that people are going to be clamoring to acquire Ryan McMahon. The other thing that you could do is you could trade Jazz Chisholm, but you got to replace him too, and he doesn't make an inordinate amount of money. He'll be a free agent at the end of this year. So there's not that many movable pieces for the Yankees to make that space between where they are at 279 to 300. It's not like they could lop off $20 million somewhere and create that space where you could get a Bellinger. And I will tell you this. If, in fact, they are staying under $300 million. Remember, their number last year at the end was $319. So that means they're looking to lop off over $19 million from last year's team. And if you're going to improve last year's team, you can't do that.
Bingo.
You can't do it. And that's why, if in fact, I have to keep giving this caveat, if in fact it's true that they are not going over 300, I've got to wait and see if that's true, because I can't believe that that's the marching orders, because if it's the marching orders, they cannot recreate a 94-win team.
Boom. And I'm going to leave it right there because, man, oh, man, I mean, Michael Kay had a chance to go ahead and defend the Yankees in that regard, and he didn't because there's nothing to defend. It's what we've been talking about here for a very, very long time. If you are Hal Steinbrenner and your idea is, hey, look, man, you know, we got to reset this thing. We got to be under 300. The Yankees are making such a mistake. It's not even funny. And Kay's right to sit there and say, I can't really believe they will do this, but there's the possibility they will. And you got to talk about that. Now, if somebody would have asked me today, you might call me ignorant. Chat might call me ignorant. I'll sit there and kind of feel the same way as Kay and say, there's no way they could do that. Because if they do that, you're literally just admitting to everything that a lot of Yankee fans have been saying, is that this is not an organization that wants to win anymore. You can't convince anybody that you're serious about winning when you're saying, hey, look, man, we got to be under 300, when you have a legit chance to be a way better team than you were last year. When you can look at the landscape right now and go, the Blue Jays have gotten better. The Red Sox have gotten better. And the rumors out there about Boston and the Blue Jays are, they're not slowing down. They're still looking to add. So the Yankees are in a position here where both of those clubs, by the way, have added 2 starting pitchers. You could make the argument that last year's Red Sox team struggled because of their rotation. Roman Anthony really helped the offense out. They got him back. They added Sonny Gray, and they added Oviedo, who's actually got really good stuff. He's coming back from injury, but he had really good stuff. The Blue Jays went out there and made 2 really good deals. Cody Ponce is somebody that everybody is just ignoring. And I know it was in Korea, but this guy, if you watch him, throws mid to high 90s and has a split to kill for that he did not have in America. It's going to be a big difference. Not saying he's going to be some phenomenal starter, but there's a possibility he could be really serviceable. And the Yankees are literally sitting there with their balls in their hands saying, I mean, I don't know what to do here. What do we do? We wait for Cody Bellinger? Really? That's the game plan here? We're hearing that he's the 1A and everybody else is a backup to Cody Bellinger? That's the way to get better for this team? You got Yarbrough as your number 5? I like Ryan Yarbrough. But you're the New York friggin' Yankees. It's very concerned. And I'm happy that Michael Kay is saying that. And I'm happy at the end he said, hey, look, if this is what the Yankees are going to do, they're not recreating what they've done. Forget it. I appreciate that.
I mean, shout out to Kay. Speaking the truth, we've had our instances in the past where we've been, at odds with some of the things that Michael Kay says in reference to the New York Yankees and, his methods of covering them. But it seems as though this offseason he's doing his best to kind of give it to you straight and just tell you what the lay of the land is, and just give you the raw truth. And I applaud him for it. We get a lot of flack for doing that on this channel. And I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, not that we really give a shit, but it's actually kind of funny to see a lot of the legacy media guys come over to the dark side, if you will. It's been
like on repeat for everything that we've been saying here, they're kind of repeating
Oh,
in the
yeah.
mainstream now. Yeah.
This
yeah,
has been a trend. Now, to me, it's going to be funny the next time that they disagree with us because it's going to be like, I mean, now we can just respond and say, okay, but is it that we're wrong or is it that we're early? Because 2, 3, 4 years ago, when we were saying these same things, everybody was barking saying that we were wrong, that we were too negative, that we were whatever, right? We were too pessimistic on the team. And now 3, 4 years later, everybody's coming around. So were we wrong or just early? It's
Very
looking
early.
like
Typically
we were
we are
just
early, to be
early,
fair.
and that's typically how these things play out. Now, in regard to what Michael K said, the New York Yankees, even if they successfully run the team back from 2025, I don't think they recreate the 94 wins.
Me either.
I don't. Right? Let's be real. To successfully run the team back is already not entirely possible because Devin Williams signed with the Mets already, so you're not going to have him in the fold. Now, you could say, well, you've upgraded because you got Bednar now, and he's going to be the closer, and he seems to be a little bit more of a sure thing than Williams was, especially in the beginning of the season, right? And I have some comments on Devin Williams later later in today's show. But okay, you could say that you got the upgrade there, but building towards Bednar, it's different. It's different, right? You're looking at, we got, Camilo Doval, and we all have very high hopes for him, but there's been some good. There's also been some very bad. You got Fernando Cruz, who, listen, that's our guy. Friend of NYU. Love Fernando Cruz. He is our guy. We would be lying. We would be liars if we said that there weren't question marks about him coming into this season. We know that there's times throughout last season where he looked very hittable.
He's also a year older.
Exactly. He's also another year in the bigs where people have seen him. They've seen your thing now. They know that was wild. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing your thing is crazy.
Hey, I mean, you got contenders today, Discords. I'm just saying, mark it down, clip them. You got contenders today.
We putting up Luka Doncic numbers at the end of the year with this right now. But listen, I'm just saying, once anybody will tell you, any big leaguer will tell you, you play in the majors long enough, people start to know you, right? The scouting report gets a little bit longer, right? And once they know what to look for, it's a lot harder to get guys out. And with Fernando Cruz, everybody knows, that devastating splitter. We know, but it's like, okay, but what else do you got? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else can you do? This is what the shape that the bullpen is in, right? The rotation is what it is. We're gonna get Cole back at some point, but are we really expecting Cole to be ace level Cole, Cy Young Cole? Because that would be a mistake.
Yep.
And even if we got the same exact Rodon from last year, which we're probably not, right? Do you really think we're going to recreate last season? The Yankees are betting at least they're telling people that they're betting the house on everybody on their team recreating what they did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Pete, when has that worked out for a team?
Hasn't.
When is that? Like, let's be real. So you're betting the farm. You're going to bet the farm on Jazz Chisholm having another 30 home run, 40 stolen base season. You're going to bet the farm on Rodon replicating his best year as a Yankee.
Coming back from injury.
You're going to bet the farm on Cam Schlittler being the Cam Schlittler that we saw from the end of the year through the playoffs, right? No sophomore slump, no regression whatsoever. Actually, he's going to take a step further. He's going to be even better. Okay. I believe that. I am on that side. I am in that camp firmly, both feet in that camp.
I'm not.
But Pete, I'm not betting the farm on that. No, I'm saying
I'm not. I love Cam. I love Cam, but I don't know if he's going to recreate what he did last year. I really don't.
I'm in that camp. I believe he's that good.
Yeah.
But would I bet money on it? That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing, right? Is like, yeah, we know he's that good, but Major League Baseball's tough. Like, he was dominating. Do you expect him to be that same guy through a whole year next year? And, God forbid, knock on wood, no other issues at all, that he just stays on the field and goes and does the thing. Yeah, the ability is there. We know that. But Francis is right. There's a lot. Running a team back that had flaws already, to simply just say, we're going to try this again, it's absolutely nuts. The sad thing is, it wouldn't shock anybody when it comes to the Yankees. E. Diego says, happy December, fellas. I'm oddly optimistic. At my job, we had 2 execs from XL Sports sit at my bar. All they were talking about is the New York Yankees. Jeff says, it's a nippy 50 here in Northern California. Time for Trash Can to get off his ass and start making the team better. Winter meetings coming on up. I don't want to miss any super chats. I know you guys threw quite a few out there. I want to make sure I get to all of them before we continue the conversation here. We need to take up donations for the Halvation Army. I like that. Not the Salvation Army, the Halvation Army. Return your chicken buckets with spare change. God help Hal make payroll. Gotta help Hal make the payroll. I'm there with you. Izzy, my guy, says, I can't understand how being cheap is even a conversation with 99 in his prime. Brother, that's the biggest conversation right there, is you're doing this when Judge's window is closing and you're just not helping him at all. Pablo says, trade for a pitcher or get Imai. We'll talk about that. Cisco says, chances the Yanks are trying to be the smartest in the room again and get the Belly contract closer to Tucker with public hype to make it easier to make the jump. I don't know. I think that's probably pushing a bit too far. Corinne says modern Yankees are about good, not great. And Lewis, my guy, says no World Series since 2009, and this is how we're moving. Embarrassing. And that's where we all are. That's exactly where we are, man. It's a time where the Yankees cannot sit back and act this way. They can't move the way that they're currently moving. It ain't going to work. The Yankees are in a position where this is a good enough offseason to significantly improve. That's my problem. Is once again, we are going to take another offseason and go, let's try to be too smart instead of common sense. Common sense. I say this stuff all the time. Typically, every problem in life could be handled using common sense. Yes, there are times where things are a little more difficult and there's a lot more to go into it. But when it's coming to the Yankees and their roster, all you got to do is pull it up and look at it. Put the roster on a big board. Do what I do. Go to the little fielding map. Put all the players on there. Get your execs in a room and get your baseball guys in a room and says, put the free agents up there to the right. Put potential trade targets up there to the right. Put the roster dead in front of my face. Now look at it. Tell me where you can upgrade. Well, gee, I don't know. Shortstop. Well, bingo, bing, 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 bing. Is there a guy available? There happens to be. Is he a great defender? No. Is he 100 times better improvement for our team? Yes. Can he then move the second base? Yes. Mark Feinsand, tip of the cap. He said exactly that. He said exactly that. Yes, these problems are fixable. You're looking at your outfield. All right, we think Bellinger's a good fit. What is our concern about Cody Bellinger? We don't want to go that many years and go that high. Okay. Well, now we're finding out that maybe there is a market. I don't know if I believe that. But now the Phillies are a big team involved in Cody Bellinger, according to Jeff Passan. So the Yankees got to make their mind up here. Is it that you just spend a little bit of money and you go over to 300 and you improve your club and then make trades? And I would say this, I disagree one thing with Michael K. I think Ryan McMahon is tradable. I think Ryan McMahon is well-liked, and I think he's a very good defender. He's not making $20+ million a year, right? Am I wrong about that or what?
15 the next 2 years.
15 million. You think that's tradable?
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
Here's the thing. Also when they speak about these deals and they say, I don't know what the market's going to be, whatever. All right, Michael, let's call a spade here, though. Maybe you aren't able to trade all 30 million of the remaining dollars on McMahon. But even trading 20 million of those dollars away does something for this team.
Bingo.
Now, I hate that I'm having that conversation because I don't even recognize the team that I'm talking about when I have these conversations. Like I feel like I'm talking about the Wilpon Mets. I feel like I'm talking about I don't know who. Like I don't know, but
it's true.
It doesn't feel like we're talking about the Yankees when we're like, okay, like we got to trade away this money and move this around or whatever. The payroll's not at 300, it's at 279, and we're talking about trading away money. The Dodgers are well over that, and they're talking about adding more.
Yeah.
All right. It's like Yes, I get it. Toronto, Boston, they're not quite at the same numbers that the Yankees are. So yes, they have a little bit.
Toronto ain't that far off.
They're not.
If
And
they
here's
get
my
Tucker,
thing.
they ain't that far off.
No, if they get Tucker, they'll be right there, if not over, if Hal has his wishes, which is what it sounds like. But look, this is not the first time that we heard this either. And I think it's important to label that. It's not the first time. Michael Kay is the third person to tell us this.
Right.
Okay? So I want people to start reading into this a little more. It's very easy to take the route of, maybe they're bluffing or whatever. I sat here on this channel and took that route, I think, a week ago and said, I don't know. I think, there's a lot of stuff right there. I think that they're posturing. I think a lot of this has to do with posturing or whatever. And I still kind of lean that way. But what I will say is I am taking notice that this is now the third different person to say this exact same thing. We first heard it from Joel Sherman immediately after the season finished. Okay.
Right.
It was then echoed by Jack Curry on the first hot stove of the offseason. I mean, everybody all these weeks has been talking, Imai, they should go for Tucker. The priorities, Cody Bellinger. And Jack Curry got there and started talking like their priority was under $300 million.
Saving money.
He started talking like the priority was Hal's wallet.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a bucket of ice cold water on everybody. I mean, people were on the timeline lighting shit on fire. They didn't know what to do. They were like, what the hell? What's he talking about? Yep. He was the second one. And then the same freaking week, Michael Kay, the voice of the New York Yankees, comes out and says, there is a good chance that Cashman has marching orders to keep the payroll under $300 million. So whether or not you want to believe that or whatever, look, everybody's free to make their own decisions. All I'm saying is that Francis Lee is officially taking that as notice that this is a very, very real possibility.
Then it's going to be a long 2026 for all of us, folks. So buckle up. Fast
and beyond.
We'll be there with you. We'll be there with you.
And beyond.
And beyond. And beyond. To infinity. And beyond. That's what it's going to be for the Yankees. A little Buzz Lightyear action. Luis Diaz says, what do you think about trading for Quan and J-Ram? J-Ram, I don't think is leaving over there. Even though there was rumors that he might consider, he's getting closer to maybe considering doing that at some point. Eli says, when will the Yankees figure out that Cashman needs to be replaced? Josh Donaldson, Aaron Hicks, etc. Those are all things that hurt them, and he hasn't been replaced yet. So, yeah, I think he has a contract for as long as he likes. BX Kid. I think the Yankees are bluffing. Boris tends to use the Yankees a lot to increase his clients' contracts. They are trying to outsmart this time. I don't know if I think the Yankees are outsmarting Scott Boras, to be quite honest with you. I hate saying that, but that's how I feel. Ross says, Yankees have Bentley money. Go buy a Bentley and not a Chrysler 300. By the way, my favorite car growing up, Chrysler 300. Here's a secret. A Chrysler may look like a Bentley, but it's not. Go get Tucker. I'm there with you, brother. William, my guy, says not wanting any more big money contracts could be a sign the team is going up for sale. Nah, that ain't the case. Definitely ain't the case. Bob says, I think that's Bob Tiss. Bob Tiss? Hal is banking on some cap in 27. He will go big. We'll see about that. Cashology says, for some reason, I believe the Yankees will get to the $330 million payroll, and they should. That's the only thing that we've been saying here. We've been pushing that message. The Yankees have to go above, 310 to really make us feel like they got a solid, somewhat good chance of going far this year. Now, anything can happen. We all know that. The game has to be played on the field. Anything can happen. Guys can have significant seasons that was never expected. There could be guys that break out. But that's not always the case. You want to go into the year feeling very confident about your team. And here's the way that I always put it. If somebody comes to me and goes, yeah, but they don't have to have $300 million to win. Fine, fair game, that's cute. How much longer are you going to say that and continue to lose with years passing of Judge's career? How long are you going to then sit back when he never wins one? And like I told you guys, he has that final at-bat one day, and he tips his cap to the crowd and goes, well, curtain call, that's it, guys. And he holds up his hands, and there's no ring on it. Are you going to sit back then and say, oh, man, maybe that offseason we should have. We should have. done a little something. Maybe that offseason, we should have signed this guy. Maybe Tucker should have been signed. Maybe we should have went a little crazier for Juan Soto. Maybe we should have went bananas. And if we were that far in already, maybe we should have given him certain things and certain concerns. Maybe we should have addressed those a little better than we did. But maybes don't do nothing for nobody. Maybes cause us indigestion and agita. And nobody wants to look back and have those conversations. And the Yankees are setting themselves up to have those conversations. That's the problem.
Hal's setting himself up to never have to have any conversation. He doesn't talk to the media. And when he does, it's a staged coup. It's not even realistic. I mean, when he spoke this time around, he's sitting there with a Somerset Patriots shirt on. I mean, if somebody had the balls in the room to go, and you know what? That's fine. What I'm about to say, I just thought about it in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be very real with you guys. I actually had a moment in my head just now where I was like, nah, Francis, don't say that. You know, they're not gonna like that. You know, but fuck that. They have Hal Steinbrenner sitting there in a Somerset Patriots shirt. And all I could think of the whole time was, I wish somebody had the balls to ask him, can you name 4 players on that team?
I mean, I think it's fitting. He's a minor league owner.
His major league team is a minor league team. But
that's what I'm saying.
Bro,
I mean,
don't. This is the shit that gets me mad. Like, my thing is it's the constant lying. The constant lying. Just be real. There's other owners out there who feel the same exact way that Hal Steinbrenner does. But the difference is they come out and say it. They say, we're not adding payroll. We're not going to. Everybody and their mother knows that the Ricketts out there in Chicago, they know his plan. He says it.
Yep.
And they get mad and he's vilified for it. And they attack him and they say, but you make all this money and you should be spending more, whatever. He said, nah, we're lowering payroll. He comes out and says it. We are lowering payroll. We're doing that. That's what we're going to do. Hal Steinbrenner comes out with all these. He talks out of 17 different sides of his mouth. He's got more mouth than a you know what. I'm like, bro, I don't understand it. On the one hand, it's like, well, you guys should, the profit that you guys talk about, it actually isn't fair because, we got to pay $100 million to the state of New York, the city of New York every year and whatever. Okay, so then Hal, open your books. Let's see what the profits look like. Oh, no, we can't do that. Oh, but I'm also not saying that we won't necessarily, increase payroll. There's a possibility or whatever. Okay, but there's also a possibility that you might decrease it. So can you give us the answer?
No, they won't. No, that's become the way of the Yankees across the board. That's why people say it to me all the time.
The New York possibilities. That should be the name of the team.
Listen to them talk. Boone does it all the time. Cashman does it all. They do it on the same day. They literally contradict one another in the same day. Same meeting, they're in the same place. They still contradict themselves. This is an organization, again, that sits there and preaches the greatest communication of all. And, I mean, I think they're horrible at it. If you let them all speak the same day, you'd sit back, scratch your head, be like, yeah, but he said that and he said this. So what is it? Volpe I think he was fine. Well, it was worse than we expected. What? You guys weren't on the same page on that? Yet he played in the biggest of games? I'm just, again, people could sit there and go, yeah, but is that a little bit nitpicking? No, because I'm not the one preaching communication. They are. They're the one preaching that they got this machine, that this process can't be broken. It's great. And as long as you follow that, hell, it don't matter if you win 94 games. It don't matter if you lose in the wild card. It don't matter if you miss the postseason. The process is working. We're good. Still don't have an answer to what the process is. We could guess, but they've never really come out and said, well, yeah, the process, we got to win the World Series. They'll sit there and, use the George Steinbrenner motto because, you're still the Yankees, right? So you could do that. You can make a joke out of it. Well, yeah, our main goal at the end of the year is to win the World Series, but there were successes. That's where it stops. But that's the new New York Yankees. That's who they are. Jeff says, here's a take. Hal is colluding with the other owners, pushing for a salary cap. I don't know what that is. Since the CBA is up at the end of the year, would clueless Hal trash the season just to help drive the news for a cap? At this point with him, Jeff, I'll be honest with you, I don't friggin' know. I don't know. I don't know what Hal Steinbrenner is up to. Does he even care? Does he care enough? I mean, he obviously cares about that, but he don't care enough about this team. And it's very, and look, I could be wrong in the regards of how I feel, because like somebody else said earlier, maybe they go to 330 million. Maybe they go to 330 million. All right. If they go to 330 million, I'll sit here and say, great, I'm excited for the season. If they get the certain players that there's rumors to talk about, I'll be excited for the season. But we'll see. E. Diego says House should probably not bought part of AC Milan. He's probably too busy, focused on Series A than the MLB. Toasty says save money, live better. Hal Mart, that's his view. Damn. A Walmart reference right there. I like it.
Listen,
I like it.
I'm going to be real with people, because the way that this is also shaping up is that it could also, like I've been saying in our chat, just be posturing on their end to make things look better for them. Because if right now if right now the temperature out there is, oh my God, the Yankees are going to lower payroll, they might not even get Cody Bellinger back. Oh man, we're doomed. Like we're not going to be good at all. And then in the end, they end up re-signing Cody Bellinger or whatever. That's going to feel like this really big win for them because of the temperature that they set.
Yeah, it's not.
I want you guys to bear with me. See, Pete, he already knows exactly where I'm going.
100%. It's not.
The Yankees could very well be playing that game. And it's right now, it's being manipulated to perfection. It's being played very well. The temperature out there is exact. If that is the game they're playing, then the temperature out there right now is exactly what they want. Frigid, cold. Fans are in an uproar. They're like, how is it possible? You can't even re-sign Cody Bellinger. What the hell's going on? Whatever. And then they go and they actually do re-sign him, and they have the press conference, and he's there, and Boris is there with his weird smile, and they're all whatever, and they're taking pictures and kissing babies, and everybody feels good and all warm on the inside. But here's the thing. They didn't get better. They didn't get better.
Agreed.
That would be some of the most masterful gaslighting I think I ever would have witnessed if that is the case with what they're doing, because there's a lot of fans that might throw a party if Cody Bellinger is re-signed, as if that is some big World Series winning move. And I am sorry if I have to be the one to break it to you. It is not. It is not. And people can argue with that. People can say what they want. But I want to know, real quickly, bear with me. I want to know, how is it a World Series move when this is what you guys look like in the playoffs? And to Cody Bellinger's defense, he did well. He did okay. Well, might be a stretch, but he did okay. He wasn't bad. I won't say that he was bad. But when you bring Cody Bellinger back, essentially you're running back the exact same offense that you had. That's the same offense that struck out 11 times against Garrett Crochet in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series on 4 hits. 11 times in 7 2/3 innings. You know what I'm saying? It went Crochet to Chapman. Okay. And
how many times did they strike out against you, Savage?
11. I'll get to that.
Okay. I knew it was more.
Game 1. This is Game 1 of the playoffs, and that's what you look like. Garrett Crochet is a dog. He's a monster. But that is what you look like with this offense. Okay. You were literally, you had 7 hits. Right? 4 with Crochet, 3 against off of Chapman. You loaded the bases, got everybody real hyped just to lose anyway. But whatever, cool. Chapman got to have his moment in Yankee Stadium, just like we knew he would. You had the 1 run off of Volpe's home run. Volpe's home run. Jazz didn't start the game, but he did pinch hit. Rice didn't even play the game, right? These are people who you're telling us are big parts of your team in 2026, yet they didn't start the first game of the playoffs for you. In that game, the lefties, and that's how I'm going to refer to them going forward, the lefties, Belly, Jazz, Grisham, Wells, McMahon, whoever you want, they went 1 for 12 in that game. A team that was predominantly lefty, 1 for 12, at home in Yankee Stadium. Game 2, by the 3rd inning, they had scored 2 runs off of Brian Bayo, all right? A right-handed pitcher. A much better start. Obviously, Rice is in the lineup. He's the one. Rice hits the big home run early. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? This is good. Grisham, you know what I'm saying? Grisham walked in that game, but even there, the lefties, they do a little bit better. They go 7 for 21, and Rice has a big hit, the home run in the beginning, and Wells gets that big hit where Jazz scores and off of athleticism.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they do a little bit better there. Chalk one up for the lefties there. Game 3, the Schlittler game. We all know that game. The lefties go 4 for 19 in total, right?
That's the game Conley started. Conley early started.
Connolly early, right? Another lefty. But the only difference-making hit from one of these lefty batters comes from Bellinger. That's the only difference-making hit. He hits that double in the fourth, and then 2 singles later, they have a 2-0 lead. That means the other 3 hits that we got from left, they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. This is the offense you want to run back, by the way. This is the offense that if they sign Cody Bellinger in 3 weeks from now, people are going to celebrate. But this is what they were doing. You talk about those 3 games. They averaged 3 runs a game against the Red Sox at home. I don't know. You're talking about when people talk. Michael K did it all year. The Pythagorean theory, win-loss record says it should be this, and the Yankees run differential says that they're a better team than the Blue Jays, and a better team than the Red Sox, and a better team than this. Okay, well, when the Red Sox came to town in October for a 3-game set, 3 straight at Yankee Stadium in the playoffs, they held them to 3 runs a game. You guys, but they scored 4 runs in game 2, 4 runs in game 2. Yeah, okay. They scored 1 in game 1. That's 9 runs total. That averages to 3 runs a game. That's not going to get it done. And guess what? You might say, well, 3 runs, if you got good pitching, it might get it done. Well, let's see what that would have done in the next series. Because in the ALDS, I'm going to call this the series of the 3 jokes. And I'm going to run through this really quickly. It's a series of the 3 jokes. The first joke was game 1. They scored 1 run. The lefties went 3 for 20. Pete, 3 for 20.
Yeah.
The best thing that happened in that game was Cody Bellinger's walk that scored a run. That was the offense. Aaron Judge had 2 hits, but even Aaron Judge came up small in the big moment. That game was a joke. Game 2, we'll call that the bigger joke. Game 2 is the bigger joke because this is a game that people like to point back to and say, yeah, but they did show life. They did show life. Well, did they though? Because the game was 12-0 after 5 innings. Okay? Pete knows he called every freaking inning. He called every. It was 12-0 after 5 innings, and Yesevich had 11 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings.
Yep.
Are people realize in 5 1/3 innings, that is 16 outs that he got. 11 of them were strikeouts. And this is the offense we want to run back, and we're going to throw a parade if they run this back. Okay. Okay. The Yankees didn't do anything in that game until Toronto took their foot off the gas. They went to their B-list bullpen, and then the Yankees started whatever. The lefties in that game still struck out 9 freaking times in game 2. Yep. They went 5 for 23 overall. Bellinger, Grisham, McMahon, all of them, 5 for 23. That's the offense you want to run back. Game 3 was the Aaron Judge game. The lefties did much better against Shane Bieber and the B-list pen. Again, just like I said in the Red Sox, I'll give them the credit where it's due. The lefties did better against Bayo. They did better against Bieber in game 3 here. That's true.
Yep.
What happened in game 4? We call game 4 the final joke, Simonetti. Game 4, the final joke. And you know, because like I said, you call every pitch. 2 runs on 6 hits.
I remember.
The Yankees as a team, my brother, struck out 10 times in a bullpen game.
Yep.
In a bullpen game. They struck out 10 times in a bullpen game with our vaunted lefty lineup. The lefties went 2 for 20. And let me tell you, the truth of that matter is they really went 1 for 19 because the other hit was Jason Dominguez.
Yeah.
Who didn't play.
Yep.
And who's probably not going to play in 2026.
Yep.
Not with us. Not with us. So that's the offense.
Yep.
That you talked up all year, that you've been talking up all winter, that you're saying you want to run back, and now you're trying to trick people into thinking, oh, we might not get Bellinger, so that they can be happy when you do get him and you run that back. But that's what they did in October? It's not talking about, Michael K said, there's no way they get better. No. Even if they get Bellinger, they didn't get better.
Yep.
That's the thing people need to understand. It's
not an addition. They got to stop saying like that's a major addition. It's not an addition. Can't say that.
No.
Can't say it's an addition at all. I want to see if I can actually, let me see. Will this let me go back? It will let me go back. This is going to be interesting to look at. I've been telling this to people a lot over the last, and a lot of people, this happens with every team. The Yankees offense was also one of the most inconsistent offenses I've ever seen. Again, I call every damn game. So I'm sitting there saying, and look, I don't expect no team's going to score 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 runs every single day. But if you guys remember, there was many games during the season where you're looking up and the Yankees got no hits through 4 innings, no hits through 5 innings, 1 run through 7. There was many for this offense that, oh my God, Pete, they scored so many runs. How many games did the other team score like 13 runs and the Yankees scored 10 that day or 9? And they lost. How many times did the Yankees just rout a team? The problem for the Yankees is, and I've said this a lot, people talk about, well, their offense is so great, you got to run that back. Stop it. There's also no structure. Aaron Judge should be a guy that you pencil in for 140 RBIs if he's on the field every day. You know why the greatest hitter on the planet doesn't get that? Who the hell's in front of him? They're saying Trent Grisham is your leadoff hitter. Brian Cashman said it already. Trent Grisham is leading off. He's been the leadoff hitter. Trent Grisham is your leadoff hitter. This is why this team aggravates me so much.
Would he lead off on the Dodgers?
No.
Would he lead off on the Blue Jays?
No, bro.
Would he lead off on the Red Sox?
They let off Anthony Rizzo. And then they say they're baseball guys. No, you're not.
2021.
You can fix the Yankees.
2021 was a wild year, though. Boston let off Kyle Schwarber.
That's Kyle Schwarber, though. To me, that's still a huge difference. He can run.
He hit a bomb.
He's not a slow runner. He's also not some slow-ass lard-ass that can't run. Anthony Rizzo had no idea. Anthony Rizzo was so concussed, he'd run to third base on a ground ball instead of first. And they're still putting him out there every day like it's not a problem.
Damn, bro.
This is my problem with this team. You can legitimately fix a lot of things by simply saying, let's just use common sense here. Somebody in the chat said it. They said, hey, look, I think Bellinger is good to come back. But let's be fair. He got to come with another, impact bat, right? Yes! Obviously. But guess what you just used? Common sense. You just sat there and said, yeah, they do strike out a lot. Yeah, you probably need some guys to put the ball in play a little bit more. I think that would help. Yes, you are utilizing something you're born with. Not everybody has it, but common sense. It's literally the basic of basic. Well, what do they need? They need to strike out less. They need a righty bat. They need an infielder. They can upgrade at third base. They can get an outfielder. None of this is difficult. Pete, this is what drives us mad, is that this is obvious.
Here's the other thing that doesn't seem to be a big topic of conversation. And this is the same whether they sign Bellinger or hell, even if they sign Kyle Tucker. It looks a lot better if you sign Kyle Tucker, but this problem will still persist.
You got to become creative and move a lefty.
Who are the righties in this lineup? Aaron
Francis,
Judge.
that's the thing that drives me nuts.
The best right-handed hitter in the game, and then who else?
But that's what drives me crazy about them. It's not this difficult. You can look at it and go, all right, look, if we do that, we got to make somewhat of a difficult choice. We might like Jazz a lot. We might like Ryan McMahon a lot. We got to decide that one of those gentlemen have to go, and they need to be replaced by a right-handed bat. That's it.
And who's the easier one to trade?
Obviously.
And who's going to bring you back? Who's going to bring you back the most?
Jess. He's also the more risky, to be fair, because you might be losing quite a bit of production there potentially.
Yeah.
Depending on who replaces him. Now, again, if you're replacing him with Bo Bichette, shut up. Because is Jazz going to have more pop? Yeah, he's going to have more pop. He ain't going to have the same average. He ain't going to hit the way that dude hits with runners in scoring position. By the way, something that the Yankees desperately need. That dude, his entire career has been clutch. He's been clutch his whole career. I don't know if there's even been a year when he's been well under 300 with runners in scoring position.
I don't think so.
The dude is constant. Constant. Bob says Hal hates paying tax to the owners, and rightfully so. I've never disagreed with that. I don't disagree with that. He should hate that. It's a bullshit thing. It's baloney. It's baloney because these guys do just pocket it. And
do you think the Dodgers like it, though?
No, but that's my point exactly. I wouldn't like it, but the Dodgers aren't thinking about that. They're thinking about winning another chip. That's the difference. and improving their club. Jeff says, remember 1987 collusion. The owners want to squeeze the cash out of teams. Hal is the perfect owner to cry poor. The richest, highest value team in the number one market is poor. Oh my God, we needed a cap. Sounds up Hal Steinbrenner's lane. He's already kind of crying poor in many ways. Connor O'Neill, welcome back to the U, brother. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Well, we can sit here and truly talk about that all day, but I do want to move on to one more thing from Jeff Passan. Thank you to at Yankees Report for sharing this. Japanese right-hander Tatsuya Imai could wind up with a big market team on the East Coast. The New York Yankees, with Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon expected to miss the start of the season, the New York Mets, Philadelphia are reasonable landing spots. I'll even throw in the Boston Red Sox as a possibility. Francis, going back to the very, very beginning of our conversations here in the offseason, I'm on record of saying, Bo Bichette is my 1A, and then also right there with me is Tatsuya Imai. Before a lot of people were hyped about Imai, I was telling everybody about who Imai is and why the Yankees should be interested in him. With also the warning signs of Imai of, he's not Yamamoto, so dial that back. But this guy's very competitive. He has a mix that could work in the major leagues, and he's young, and he fits the rotation well. You want that in New York. And on top of that, I'm actually also thinking about Hal and filling his pockets a little more, which having a Japanese player that's a star would also help. So that's probably something the Yankees should consider doing since Hal is crying poor. You would think that would be one of the main things you'd want to try to figure out. But Imai, again, allows them to not have to go out there and spend additional money. It allows them to maybe improve via the trade market. I don't even want to... It's so sad what they've done to all of us, because I don't even want to sit here and just continue to bring up Bo Bichette, because I'm like, I know it's probably not going to happen, but how can that be the talk? How can every rumor right now not be the Yankees have interest in Bo Bichette? Let me tell you something. I put money on this right now. If Derek Jeter, not as a GM, I don't think Jeter should be GM. If Derek Jeter was a part of offseason conversations, if Alex Rodriguez were a part of offseason conversations on how to make the Yankees club a better team, I'd put almost every dollar on it I got. Not a ton, but whatever I have, that they would sit there and say, Bo Bichette should be a primary target of this club. And if you take the hit that people, oh my God, every time I mention Bichette, the first comments, have you seen his defense?
Yeah, I've seen Volpe's
defense. Yeah, you should
too.
work for the Yankees. You should work for the Yankees. Yes, that's why, yeah, you should. Go get a job with the Yankees. Yes, I've seen his defense. It's not good. I get it. I've seen Volpe's too. I've also seen what a guy like Bo Bichette would do to the Yankees lineup at the top of the order. What a guy like Bo Bichette would do for the greatest offensive talent we've ever seen. That, my friends, is the conversation. But they're sitting there saying Cody Bellinger is the 1A. We've seen it already. I'm sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. I wasn't as impressed as I was with Soto and Judge, as Bellinger and Judge. I won't even put them in the same category.
Not even close.
Not even close. So I'm sorry to sit here. I'm very sorry. And if there's any Yankee fans sitting saying, Pete, please give us hope on Bichette, I can't.
There is no
because
hope.
They're stupid. They're stupid.
There is no
they don't
hope
live
on
with
Bichette.
Logic. Look at the lineups day in and day out.
There's no hope
Look
on
at the
Tucker.
common sense.
Pete,
it's common sense.
Pete, there is no hope on Bichette. There's no hope on Kyle Tucker. Listen, we're here doing a job. All right. This is a passion for us here. We can't lie to you though. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't sit here and sell you dreams as much as, people on Twitter and whatever want to say, oh, you guys that. We don't lie to anybody. We're not going out here and telling you the Yankees are going to sign Imai tomorrow. No, we're pulling up rumors that other people are saying it's a possibility. But if you ask Francis Lee, December 5th, 2025. What do you put the chances of the New York Yankees signing Imai right now? Gun to your head. Is Tatsuya Imai in the rotation for the New York Yankees in 2026? No. Big no. Capital N-O, no. No. Not happening. Is Kyle Tucker a Yankee? No. Is Bo Bichette a Yankee? No. Is Bellinger a Yankee? Maybe.
Bellinger is definitely most likely because if you've listened to Brian Cat, hell, you listen to Aaron Judge? Aaron Judge, when they lost, said, yeah, I want to run it back with these guys. And look, I'm not sitting there saying that Aaron Judge sit there and say, yeah, you know what, Bellinger sucks and Grisham sucks and we got to do better than those guys. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But the messaging of this team has been run this back. That's been the messaging of this team. There really hasn't been much. We really have to seriously improve in this area. Hell, even when the media brought up the Yankees striking out, Brian Cashel, well, typically the team that makes the most home runs wins the World Series anyway, so fuck that. Forget that idea of a striking out less. Take it away. Get rid of it. So look, this is why we're not sitting here saying, guys, they're going to do it. Come on, man. With the meetings on this weekend, this jerk-off will be there every day for you guys. I'll be here every day anticipating a move. And guess what? I'll allow myself to be surprised. But if they do nothing, I'm going to, again, allow myself to sit here and say, all right, cool, yeah, guess we figured that. Or if the big news is Francis masterfully broke down, because that is what they're doing. That is what, we can't go that high, guys. We're struggling here, it's tough. It's tough. I'm poor. Get Georgie some money. Georgie needs some money. They're poor. So, Francis is right what he said. The minute they, boom, passing bomb, bang, Bellinger's back. Yankees are sitting there going, hey.
We did it.
Gotcha.
And Pete,
you thought we wasn't going to spend. Come on, stop it.
And
He's
they're
back.
Can't you see it? Can't you see it already? Can't you see the post from the Yankees Twitter account?
Yeah.
Belly's back. The back page on the New York Post. Bellinger's back. Everybody, Bellinger's back. Oh my God.
No, the New York Post been whipping ass. They've been whipping ass, so I don't know.
Oh, we're gonna do it. Oh, we're gonna do what? That's my only question. No. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Shit the bed.
But we're gonna do what?
Shit the bed.
We're gonna go 12 for 52 left-handed batters in the wild card series against Boston?
Francis, can I ask you a question real quick? Because I want to stay there real quick.
Are we gonna go 163 in games 1, 2, and 4 against the Blue Jays, the lefties? I'm just saying.
Why did the Blue Jays beat the Yankees? What is it that the Blue Jays do so significantly better against the Yankees is one of the main reasons they won that series?
To me, the best tool that I think the best tool that I think the Blue Jays have, especially against the Yankees, is the hit tool.
There you go. They put the ball in play. And if you guys remember,
they're hitters.
The one thing I say here about the U, we're the biggest Yankee fans you'll find.
Facts.
We live this every single day.
Yeah.
We even if you don't see Francis on camera, we're talking Yankees daily. We talk about this every single day, right? The one thing we're not going to do here, and yes, you heard this guy, Pete Simonetti, say, hey, every year I don't pick the Yankees to win the World Series. You know what? I'm going to put my chips on the table. That wasn't me saying I believe the Yankees are just going to dominate. That wasn't me saying I truly sit back and go, hey, you know what? This team's going to put it all together in the postseason. That was me saying I never pick them. I'm going to pick them. I'm going to pick them this year and see what happens. Now, on paper, they probably had the best roster. You can make the argument that, I don't know, Pete, is them. Okay, fine. Them are the Blue Jays. Fair game. We all said whoever wins that series is going to go to the World Series. And that's exactly what happened. But when you watch that series, I'm sitting here post games with you guys. And I'm saying, I don't trust Max Fried today. And I had Yankee fans going, what are you talking about? I said, look, he ain't going to miss bats. That's poison against a team, a lefty that needs to get or be heavy on ground balls. They're not going to miss bats. Carlos Rodon, I sat there and said, forget about it. You don't got a chance. Yankees offense better show up today. And folks, I don't know how. I'm not saying that, Pete Simonetti's smarter, better baseball IQ than anybody else. But was I not spot on every one of those pre-games? Remember? Go back to the pre-games and let's do them now. You Savage, what did I say? That splitter's working against lefties. Good night. Fried, got a bad feeling. Sorry to say it. I got a bad feeling. Maybe he proves me wrong. Rodon, I don't know how long he's going this game. Yankees offense better be there. And it was spot on every single time because guess what I used? Common sense. Common baseball knowledge. The Yankees are sitting there seeing a team defeat them, and they're sitting back going, whoever hits the most homers, all right. You know what I mean? That's all right. We'll keep it the same. No big deal. Why change it? It's working. They're telling you every year what they're doing is working. That's why they made no changes. The coaching staff is exactly the same besides Dan Fiorito's the first base coach. Everything's the same.
No,
There's nothing that changed.
No, but Pete, everybody knows that the focal point of a coaching staff is the first base coach.
I mean, look what Hal Steinbrenner said.
Everybody.
We made a change to the coaching staff. He bragged about what they did. We made this, base running was a problem. We fixed it. How'd you do that, Hal? New first base coach. So the dude that's been here since 2018 leading the charge, but when we talk about him, greatest of all time, the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's funny, though, because, sometimes you speak about these things and you feel almost bad doing it. And as I was going through that diatribe earlier, in this episode, I was like, it sucks because I don't necessarily want to speak about Cody Bellinger in a negative light.
No, I like Cody. We both
Cody
like
Bellinger
him.
Was a part of the positives of the 2025 New York Yankees.
Yes.
Aaron Judge obviously was the biggest positive, right? Max Fried was a positive. He was a huge positive. He was leading the charge in the rotation. And I still very much believe that Max Fried is a guy that can go out there and win you a game against the Dodgers. I still believe he's a guy who can go out there and be lights out against the Boston Red Sox. I still believe he can do that. I don't like Pete just said, the Blue Jays aren't a favorable matchup for him. The Blue Jays and him, they don't match up well. He's not a guy who's going to win a Blue Jay series for you. Okay? That's the Blue Jay series. That's where you need, that's where you need Garrett Cole to kind of be your dog for you. And we didn't have that. We had Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, who were both horrible matchups for the Toronto Blue Jays. Horrible. And the Blue Jays did what they always do. They took advantage of the Blue Jays don't miss their chance. They don't miss their opportunity. That's who they were in 2025. If you gave them a crack, they blew through the door and just kept running. That's who they were. That's who they were. That's why I said, look, when you ask me, okay, what made them so much better? The first thing that comes to my head is what I said a month ago or whenever when we talked about, I was like, what comes to mind is that the Blue Jays were better than the Yankees in every facet of the game. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But if I have to pick one, I go right to the hitting because it wasn't even, it felt like we didn't belong on the same field. You understand? Yeah. It felt like they heard Michael Kay talking about the run differential all year long and the Pythagorean win-loss record all year long. And it felt like they said, no, we are coming into this series to make a statement. These guys they're not what you think they are. They are frauds, and we are going to expose them. It didn't end in 5. It didn't end in 6, which is respectable. It ended in 4. That was a gentleman's sweep.
Right.
Do people understand that we are one huge Aaron Judge moment away from being swept?
That's right. It would have been. And don't get me wrong, we all felt like it was. Your hope right there was Judge, and that's why we all reacted the way we did. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And you get that postseason finally where you saw a different side of Judge. You saw a Judge that said, "Man, shit, trust me, all off season I was the joke, right? I want to step it up."
He delivered.
Imagine if he had Soto.
Come on.
Imagine if they kept that duo together. You know what A-Rod's been saying? That's what A-Rod talks about when he talks about keeping a group together. You got to make a commitment to somebody at some point. Got to make commitments.
A-Rod got traded to a Yankees team that had Derek Jeter, Robinson Cano, Mark Teixeira.
Everybody.
He talking about like this. This is why he speaks the way that he does, because the Yankees that he knew wouldn't have been running out the team that the Yankees were running out.
Bro,
And he's
everybody
not.
says it.
It's not to shit on Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger could be a part of a core. He can be a part of the
I
core.
like Cody.
He can be
I
a part
like
of the
Cody.
core. But it can't. You can't look at it like he's a part of the core and he's the 2 to Aaron Judge's 1.
Francis, look, let's be honest here. Me and Francis, look, we're both thinking higher, right? And I'm gonna get to your guy. This is your show, folks. So I am gonna get to your voicemails. I promise.
Sure.
We've definitely gone well over an hour already. But there's just so much to talk about, and get off our chest right before the winter meetings. I'll be live. What is it? Winter meetings, I believe, start Sunday around nighttime, 6:00 or so. I believe that's when they kind of pick up, or maybe it is just Sunday. But Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, winter meetings. I have it all covered for you guys nonstop. But we've been so hooked on Bellinger, Tucker, Bichette, Imai, those type of names. If the Yankees ended up going out there and saying, and this isn't crazy, we add Bellinger, we get a guy like an Okamoto, and we trade McMahon, and we trade for a pitcher, and maybe a reliever. Those are trades. 2 signings, 2 trades. You're not asking a lot. I don't think we'd sit here and go, they're horrible. That's not a good team. I think we'd sit there and go, you know what? Is it the moves I would have made? No. Are there risks to these moves? Indeed, there are risks to these moves. But I think we could be optimistic in regards to seeing an improved club. To seeing that the Yankees said, well, we're right about that. We needed to get another right-handed contact bat that's good fundamentally and good defensively. Okamoto provided that. That's what he's been known for. He doesn't strike out a lot, puts the ball in play. We got Bednar closing games instead of the other jerk off. We got the ass bender. We got that guy closing games now. We don't necessarily feel we're going to see the same type of issues that Devin had earlier in the year cost us the division. We don't think we're going to see that. That's something that, as a voice that talks about the Yankees, I could get behind a bit. But you can't sit there and tell us that, hey, brother, we got you guys' belly. Boom.
That's what they're going to do.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
I'm telling you, I see it right now as clear as day. I'm not saying that there's not a world where Cody Bellinger signs elsewhere. That could also very well happen. I mean, I think that the Trent Grisham thing was a miscalculation by the Yankees, and I very well think they could commit the same miscalculation with Cody Bellinger, thinking that they know more than they actually do, and they don't. And somebody comes in and does whatever. But I'm still leaning towards this is all posturing to make the Cody Bellinger signing look bigger than it really is. If they would have just signed Cody Bellinger a couple weeks ago, we would have been like, okay, and what? What else? But if they wait, you know what I'm saying? If they create this narrative like, no, we might not get him. We're
like
not
a heroes move.
We don't have any money, whatever. Exactly. That's the word right there, bro. Then they look like heroes. Before, they would have looked like sidekicks. Like, okay, you got Cody Bellinger. Shouts out to you, but we're still the same team. It's not going to be better. But now if they do it, they almost look heroic. For just re-signing Cody Bellinger. In what world were the New York Yankees that we grew up with going to look heroic for just bringing back a guy like Cody Bellinger? Again, no shade to Cody Bellinger. He is a great baseball player.
I love him. I like Cody Bellinger a lot. The only thing I've ever said about I don't like him at 5 or 6, 7 years. No way in hell.
Which nobody does. I don't think anybody does. Let me tell you this, Pete. You mentioned that. The Phillies being interested. The Mets being interested. Whoever everybody, listen. I think they're all interested at a certain price point.
I agree.
You understand me?
I agree.
I don't think the Phillies want to give him 7 years. I don't think the Mets want to give him 7 years. I know the Yankees don't want to give him 7 years. I think all that interest that they talk, it's interest, but who's actually going to pull the trigger on giving Cody Bellinger 7 years? I want to see it. That's what I'm saying. I just want to see it.
I agree.
I want to see it.
I agree 100%. Let's get to the last super chats here, guys. I'm going to get to your voicemails. Connor says if the Yankees were serious, you would get Imai and Bichette, leave Dominguez at left. Also, the only thing we miss about Devin Williams is Pete's rants about Devin Williams. Yeah, we can, we can briefly discuss Devin Williams. I don't think he's worth too much airtime, to be honest. He might tweet about us and go, hey, Yankee fans are still talking about me. Tony Rivera, our friend, says 2024 was togetherness, 2025 was sharing. Will 2026 be spooning? Yeah, more than likely, yes. The guys are in there spooning. If Boone ever came out and said that, I'm done. That's it. That might end NYYU forever, folks. That might be the end of us for good. But let's go ahead and get into your guys' voicemails. We got a lot of them here. I appreciate you guys. Let's go. Here we go.
Hey, Pete Francis. It's Mike from Tampa.
What's up, brother?
Morning, Mike.
Just on my drive to work in the morning, just thinking about the Yankees, which is what I do most of the time. And I was thinking of some lefty relievers, and I want you all to tell me what you think. I don't know. I'm sure you guys know, like, the majority of them, but just thinking of some and what you think of them. Obviously, Danny Coulomb, he played for the Orioles. I was going to say the Ravens. The Orioles, he played for, Seattle last year? No, Texas. Texas last year. But that's one. And then Caleb Sealbar from the Cubs. He doesn't throw very hard. He tops out at like 93, 94. But he's got good strikeout numbers. And he has a low ERA, which I know doesn't really matter in the bullpen because ERAs in the bullpen are skewed with runners on. I know that runners aren't inherited, but you know how it could, if you bring in a guy with no outs and bases loaded, it might spin out of control. And I know those aren't his earned runs, but you know what I'm trying to say. And yeah, those are like two guys that I'm thinking about. And I was just curious what you guys thought. And so thank you and have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Yeah, man, look, I'll make my part of this very, very simple before we move on.
You sounded real Southern just now. You heard that?
Me?
You said very, very sample.
Well, I'll make this very simple for you here. Me, I ain't spending no loot when it comes to the Yankees bullpen. No, but seriously, man, I'm not very, very interested at all in spending money in the Yankees bullpen. Whether it's the one thing I will say is that I don't think you should allocate a lot of funds to a bullpen. That's why when there was the rumors out there, Devin Williams at 3 years, $46 million or whatever the hell it was, I was like, there ain't no way. You got to be out your damn mind nuts. I've never been if I was a GM, you wouldn't see Pete Simonetti spending a lot of money in a bullpen. I'd find those arms. There's a lot of them out there. You find them. How many times in February you add 2 arms to your major league bullpen in spring training? So I'm not, I understand the idea of getting a lefty in the pen. I think the Yankees still need that.
They do.
But I'm not necessarily in the hunt of free agents that could be available that I'm looking at. I think the Yankees can easily find that.
So Tealbar, the Cubs guy, he's a big pass for me. He's a guy that, as a former pitcher myself, I love watching him pitch. He's actually fun to watch, especially if you're into pitching, because he doesn't throw hard at all. He's a pitcher. He gets guys out by just being a pitcher's pitcher up there. He sequences really well. A little bit of deception. I like the way that he attacks guys, kind of knowing that, you can go off of, your fastball, but you're not necessarily going off of that fastball's velocity. You're going off of how that plays with the breaking pitches. And I love that. What I don't love is that I don't think that he translates very well in the American League East. I think the Red Sox beat him up. I think Toronto beats him up. I think Tampa beats him up. I think he's a guy who would come over here to this division and the numbers would just get bloated in a hurry. And I think early on, he'd probably struggle early, and I think it'd be really hard for him to come back. And then he's not, he scares me. Cologne, kind of with Pete on the not spending too much there. There's one guy who was available that, and I don't think the Yankees are even interested. They're never linked to him. But there's one guy that's been available as a bullpen arm that I was interested in, and it was Fairbanks. And
yeah, Petey Fairbanks.
The only reason I was interested in Fairbanks is, well, there's two. One, he's not going to be expensive at all. He's going to be very cost effective. And two, right, I'm not going to give you the numbers because we're going to move on to the other voicemails, and there's a few. But when you have free time, just go look at Pete Fairbanks' numbers in the American League East. He absolutely dominates in division. He is very good against the Red Sox, very good against Toronto, very good against Baltimore. He's good against us too. Like he's very solid in division, and that's what we need.
Is Gregory Soto a free agent still?
Soto?
Yeah.
I don't think he's signed yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
Gregory Soto is another name that
I
I think he's going to get a pretty decent amount. I don't know if the Yankees would want to do that, but if you are going to spend a little bit too, and you really feel like we really desperately need a good hard throwing lefty, Gregory Soto is a guy that I think he performed pretty well for the Mets. I think he was only one of the only relievers that actually performed pretty well for them that they traded for and picked up. So I don't know, maybe
some mixed stuff out there in Queens, but
if you wanted to hear me give you an option, that's a free agent.
He's the profile.
That's what I give.
He's the profile
definitely.
that I think, like maybe not necessarily
missing bats,
but he's the profile. Yeah. Lefty, misses bats, hard
thrower. Yep, that's right. And the Yankees definitely need more hard throws in the bullpen. Connor O'Neill says, you know what I love about Florida? Swimming in my pool in December while people in New York post about snow. That's so nice of you, Connor. Very beautiful comment there. You added so much to
what's with all these Floridians today, man?
Unbelievable. They're just attacking. They're really attacking. Take it easy. Take it easy. I got respect for you guys. Take it easy.
Hey, Pete, Francis, Jira, Chat, William Henry
He's
here.
A freak.
Regarding the winter baseball meetings, I'm in the Orlando area, so I am going to plan to go on one of the meeting days next week, and I'm definitely going to wear my NYYU t-shirt that I bought last month and love so much. I would love to run into one of the Yankee officials at the meetings and ask them something, even though I know the Yankee officials would never lower themselves to talk to a fan like myself. I really would be very respectful, and I would ask them just 3 questions. 1, is it fair for Yankee fans to expect that the team go to the World Series 2 times every 8 or even 10 years, and then win the World Series at least every 4 or 5 years? And if that's not fair, with all the Yankee resources, why is it not fair? And my last question to them would be, if it is fair, then why haven't you done it? I would then remind them that in the last 20 years, we've won 1 World Series, the same as the Royals and the White Sox. My last comment is, since I do love wearing my NYYU t-shirt so much, I'm thinking of sending a selfie with me wearing the shirt to my gal, Sydney Sweeney. But I'm pretty sure her response would be, what we've got here is failure to communicate. Okay, that's another Cool Hand Luke reference for Francis. I'm out. Bye.
I tell you what, he's the go. You know what I like? You know why I
good.
like William Henry even more now? Because Pete Simonetti, all right? Look, I love beautiful women. I ain't even gonna front. I think most men do, right? You can say it. I'm a married man. Jira doesn't mind it. Jira knows when a woman is beautiful. Nobody has put me on the game of Sydney Sweeney. I'm not big into culture of what's out there now and this and that. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney got game. And I appreciate that William Henry is making Sydney Sweeney a regular here at NYU. That's simple. And if Sydney Sweeney wants a shirt, she can have one.
Somebody said, what's first, GTA 6 or the Yankees World Series ring?
GTA 6.
My answer is GTA 7.
Damn. I'm going to have to play the next one now because, damn, that's, oof, Lord.
Hey, good morning.
What up?
I guess I just wanted to ask and have a couple of comments too, but you know, I've heard the Yankees say that they're in favor of the I guess like kind of some sort of a salary cap, but more recently, right? I think Dave Roberts, the Dodgers, came out and said that he was in favor of a salary cap, which is, you know, really odd coming from an ex-player, especially from the Dodgers. So something doesn't seem right, and you know, I think come this whole lockout thing, I think they're going to really fight it out. But it's kind of interesting. 2 big market teams, you know, have a similar stance, right? But anyway, as far as the winter meetings, look, you know, when you look at it, you know, Tucker is the real star out there. I mean, there really isn't too many, and they seem to have made it really known that they want, you know, Bellinger back. So aside from maybe signing Bellinger, you know, and I would love Tucker, but you know, aside from signing Bellinger, I think this is going to be more of a trade kind of situation for the Yankees. So that's what I'm expecting, you know, and I think that's why maybe Jack Perry didn't really have anything to say because, it doesn't seem like they're really out there, interested in a lot of free agents. I think it's more of a trade scenario. So I would expect that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a good weekend. Bye.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I've been saying for a while that trades could possibly be the route the Yankees would take, but in my opinion, if you're going to make any type of deal or any type of trade, I feel like Imai has to be the guy you get to do that. I feel like he puts the Yankees in a position right there where it opens up all of that young core of prospects that you have to make deals.
Yeah. I think it's simple, but again, going off of what we've heard from Hal and Cashman and Sherman, Michael Kay, and who was the third person that also said it? Jack Curry himself, about the financial constraints. I think trades could be the way to go. But again, to kind of echo a sentiment that Peter shared a lot of times, when it comes time to get really creative, that's kind of what scares you the most about the Yankees and the front office. They've shown a severe inability to be able to get creative in ways that result in, really big wins for them. And I think if they are going to keep the payroll kind of at where it is right now and not go too much higher, then the only way to really improve the team is to swap some of the current guys that you have in-house for guys on other teams currently. And then that's where you kind of go to that Michael Kay point of, well, then who exactly can you trade and how much better does it get you? And yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answers to those questions. And I think that's fair. Right now it's December 5th.
Yes.
The trade market hasn't materialized yet.
Yeah, I think there's obviously been conversation, and a lot of that should pick up at the winter meetings. And look, if somebody were to come to me and say, Pete,
who's silent on trade.
That's what he does. He does. If somebody were to come to me and say, Pete, give us something. Like, give us something that maybe we can hold on hope for. If I could say anything, I would say a trade. Because we already know that I feel like Dominguez has been a target for the Yankees to trade for over 2 years. I've been saying that for a long time. I think they'd rather have Spencer Jones than Dominguez, which I think is nuts, but that's where they are, in my opinion. I could be desperately wrong about that, but Brian Cashman has made deals. He has made trades, especially at the winter meetings. So would I be shocked if maybe there's a name that nobody's really talked about and a deal pops off? Potentially, maybe. But we got to wait and see, right? That's why it's still fun to do those lives, because you never know what happens and what route we got to take.
Good morning, Pete. This is the Bella Vista Boxing Master from Bella Vista, New Haven, Connecticut. Simon calling. How are you? How you doing?
I'm scared.
Well, it's the winter meetings, huh? Well, I think Brian Cashman has to do is stop thinking about climbing down the walls and start sitting outside for charity, because every time he does it, we end up losing. I don't know why he does it anyway. I still say the guy's got to get a job in the Chrysler building washing windows. What I think Cashman's got to do is get Pete Alonso. All right? Get Alonso for first base. I don't care.
I got to pause that for a second.
Yo,
he does these things for charity and they always lose. I don't know why he does that anyway.
He came in so hot this morning, bro. What? He said he's going to be washing windows on the Chrysler building.
My man is hyped today.
If you have to do whatever you got to do, just get him. Sign him to a 4-year deal with a vesting option for a 5th. All right? And get Skubal for the pitcher. And maybe get Donovan. I don't know, because I'm not really too sure about Dominguez or Spencer Jones. That's what I would do. And I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Pete. So did I. Me and my mom and my girlfriend send our love to you, and also to Jarrah and the little one. And when the little one gets a little older, we'll teach him how to be ruthless and show no mercy and beat the heck out the Red Sox at all costs. Well, you have a good day, Pete. Rock on. NYY Underground forever. Smacky the likey. Hitty the sunny. And remember, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. I said, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. Remember, Hal, if Boone doesn't make it this year, he's out, says the Bocce Master. Have a good day, Pete.
I'll tell you what, man. My E. Diego said Simon drank that extra strong Cafe Bustelo today. He sniffed it. He didn't.
He might have snorted that Bustelo this morning.
He snorted that shit. He didn't just, he didn't drink it. He snorted that shit. He said, I want the full effect.
Apparently, Aaron Judge is presenting at the FIFA World Cup draw.
He is. Yeah, I did see that. Connor says, choosing Bellinger over Tucker is like choosing new Britney Spears over Sydney Sweeney. Damn. And not choosing Bichette over both is just dumb. Yeah, new Britney Spears you don't want a part of. Tony Rivera, my guy, says if Hal is so concerned about shmoneys, he should ask Cash Rupt why he screwed up their $5 million investment in The Martian. Let me tell you something. You got to probably a lot. Hey, there's a lot of things you could bring up. You can bring up trades of Donaldson. You can bring up Aaron Hicks. You can bring up LeMahieu, the way he turned out and all that. But keep it going.
Oh,
shit.
Joking in the house. How you doing? To the underground, yeah. Well, the winter meetings are upon us, and while all us diehards are window shopping here, Steinbrenner wants to drop a lump of coal in all our stockings, yeah. And I keep hearing about this payroll under the threshold, but my eyes don't lie when I see the Blue Jays making moves the Yankees should be making. It gets me to the boiling point, because nothing means nothing, yeah. And I'm talking about all the way to the top of justifiably in a position I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah. And I'm not so king's here to tell you like it is, because I say my rhymes loud and I say them non-stop. Put you in a vice grip just like an Autobot. I'm coming in hot like a pope. I elbow drop the suckers and I take out all the jokers. You don't want to take that bet. Macho King kicks a hole in the speaker, pull the plug, and then I get the madness is the truth. The opposite of trash can't fish face and baboon. I'm watching all you, yeah. Asking what you're gonna do. Cause Macho King is kicking back, relaxing, and chilling with the you. With all my macho maniacs and macho mamas. Staying macho and staying frosty, yeah. Oh, yeah! Macho!
Oh, I like it, damn it. I like it a lot.
I needed that.
I like it a lot. I gotta send a message real quick. All right, I'm gonna go real American right here. All right, you see the We the People right here? I'm about to go real American. True North said, Sydney Sweeney looks cross-eyed to me. I would expect that being a dude from Canada, brother.
True North.
Scott, right. I love you. You're the man, Scott. I love you. But True North's a Jays fan. That's how I would expect a Canadian man to say that.
I can't believe True North is in here saying that. Did you hear how glowingly I spoke about your Toronto Blue Jays about 30 minutes ago? How dare you, True North?
If Sydney Sweeney don't got you cross-eyed, you got a problem.
We got
Frankie Bag of Donuts.
Oh,
Frankie Bag of Donuts says Yankees need to do is sign Tucker, sign JT Realmuto as backup catcher, sign Bo Bichette, play third, trade McMahon and Grisham and a couple of prospects and get Alcantara. Well, Trent Grisham they can't trade until June, so that ain't gonna work out too well there, brother. Grisham ain't going. They love him.
Grisham ain't going nowhere, and JT is not signing as a backup catcher. But we appreciate the super chat as always.
Yep.
But yeah.
And as you guys notice, I defend my Scott Wright. Don't talk about Scott Wright. Scott Wright is Canadian. I love him. I love the Canadian people. But I had to give that one back to you, brother. Kyle says, F. Bellinger, go get Tucker and Imai. Kyle Malay knows what Kyle Malay knows, and he ain't playing, damn it. Let's keep the voicemails going, folks. Oh, here we go.
What's up, dudes? What's up, chat? Richard, Day of Doom. Man, I'm listening to you, and I'm telling you, you got me a little fired up because, you know, I'm seeing all this stuff with the money and all that. First kudos to Trent Grisham and his agent. Yeah, I mean, you guys, go get that loot. But on top of that, you're also proving even more how we have non-baseball minded people making non-baseball decisions. Stupid ones. But then I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think, why would this still be allowed? None of us, anybody with rational minds, would ever allow their business. Like, you would never go in front of your whole company and your employees and go, hey, everything we did last year didn't work, so in 2026, we're going to do the same thing and we're going to spend less money. Go get them, everybody. Come on, stop. Nobody would do that. We're not idiots. But what they are good at is business. This team is profitable. I find that all they're doing is worrying about the profit, while we all have something different. Invested emotional interest.
Bingo.
That's why we care. That's why we could see a bonehead, stupid move from a mile away. But, we're just got to hope that someone steps in, makes some good decisions, keep up the great work. And on a side note, Uncle Dom, Aunt Mo, hope you guys are doing well. Uncle Dom, little request for Christmas from Mom. Love to hear you added the studio monitor singing Lights from Journey for Mom at one point. It was one of her favorite songs. All right, everybody. Hope you have a great one. Talk to you soon. Later.
Hey, look, I tell you guys, I don't have a pick. I'm not allowed to pick. But Day of Doom to me feels like a leading contender for Rookie of the Year. I'm just saying. I'm not asking that. I'm not mingling. I'm not asking to change votes. All right? Vote how you want. But the votes they're coming soon, folks. The award show is coming very soon. Alex says, before you finish the stream, I have one thing to say. Francis, 25-8. Aguila.
I have one thing to say in response to that. Did you watch the Aguilas last year or the year before that? Because you didn't say much those years. So I'm wondering if you became a fan this year or
I did.
how that worked. No, not you.
Oh, I became a fan. I'm just saying.
No,
I became a fan.
No, Pete, I know you. I know you.
And if they win, they owe me big.
You get a pass. You get a pass. But there's a lot of Augie duchos out there
Are
that
they
are
nicknamed
doing
the Aggies?
They're doing a lot of
Aggies?
this. A lot
like
of this
Aggies.
this season. A lot of this season. And y'all wasn't saying nothing last year, the year before that, and the year before that. So I'm starting to wonder, like, y'all been fans of this team? Because y'all was quiet. Y'all was real quiet the last couple of years. That's what I'm saying.
Alex, this one's for you, brother.
I can't believe it. Now, that being said, every time I watch Lisey play this year, I can't believe it.
It's tough, man.
Right now.
It's tough. It's tough.
Every time I see them take the field this year, I can't believe it.
Before we wrap up, guys,
Thank God for
I'm
Christian
sorry.
Adames, bro.
We got a lot of voicemail. I apologize to you guys for not getting them. We went off today that I expected. There's a lot of stuff I got to do here at the house. I did want to do one thing real quick before I go. Alex says need minutes for your phone. Okay, my guy Alex. I love me some Alex. That's my brother. I want to throw this out there real quick, man. Shout out to Steve Pena and Linda Pena. I love Linda so much. She is such a sweet lady. Steve was awesome this year. But guys, I want to share this. Jira already shared this in Discord. I want to share this with everybody. You guys know we got a little Manetti on the way, right? They made, what is it? A knitted blanket for little Manetti. And on top of it, you know what Linda did? How sweet Linda. She could have just said, let me make this little thing for the baby. That's cute. She said, but I think parents need a match. And she sent us this big knitted blanket. Bro, it's beautiful. The Yankee colors, navy blue and white. It's phenomenal. I already told Jira, and I want to put this right there for Steve and Linda know. That'll be the one that Lil Manetti will be laying in with us at the hospital.
Oh, man.
That'll be the one, because when we opened that today, we said, wow, this is so friggin' nice. And I'm so grateful and thankful for this community. You guys are just unfriggin' believable. Everybody who did so much for us. My brother Francis got us a stroller. I mean,
hey, come on.
I mean, everybody that has helped us, the whole community already has this kid's back. So I'm just so grateful and thankful for all of you guys. Trust me when I tell you this, you have made our life a lot easier in this moment. Me and Jira had young children when we were very young. Never had a support group like this. And the way that you guys have supported this news when it came out and when we talked about it, I just can't thank you guys enough. I mean, you have definitely made our life a lot less stressful, because I don't care who you are, having a baby is stressful and you're always forgetting things and you need more and more and more and more and more. But what you guys have been able to do as we're coming up to the final weeks here, I'm just so grateful and thankful, and I'll never forget it. And I mark my words on that. When I give my word, it happens. I will never, ever, 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 ever forget it. So I appreciate you guys, and I thank you. And I'll give Francis the last word today.
Listen, it's not easy talking about this team the last couple of years, man. It's not. It's not easy. All right? Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes it's downright sad, depressing even. But this community truly makes this the best gig in the whole entire world. When I hear stories like the one you just told about our guy and the all pro family is what we got to just refer to. They're the all pro family at this point. I mean, that's what it is, man. That's what it's about. This community is something truly special. We say it all the time. The biggest difference between NYY Underground and every other content house out there, you can name whoever you want. The biggest difference between us and them is you.
That's right.
That's it.
Great, amazing point.
That's the biggest difference between us and everybody else. It's this community. It's who you guys are. It's the bonds that you guys have created. It's the way you guys freaking support us, go to bat for us. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I see something on Twitter these days and I want to go back and I want to go say something crazy. By the time I get there, somebody's already responded. They've already quote tweeted it. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Francis is the GOAT. Pete's the best. NYY Underground's the great. Like, it's like to the point where you don't even got to say anything. I mean, it's amazing just how hard you guys go for the U and things like that detail, right? With Steve and Linda, like that's the epitome of what the NYY Underground community is. So just thank you. That's my last word for today is gratitude. We just celebrated Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago. My last word for today is gratitude, man. Gratitude. No matter what the Yankees do, the one thing that I hang my hat on every single week, every single time we freaking come here and do this freaking work is that I ain't doing it for the New York Yankees. I'm doing it for the best community in the world.
Bingo.
So thank you guys.
That's right. We really are for the people. That's it. That's what it's all about for us. And one last thing, all the founding members, thank you guys. I'm waiting on just 2 people right now. Once that is done, everything is going to be processed. It's going to take a little while. Like I said, guys, this is not a plaque no more. I was originally saying it's going to be a plaque. It's not a plaque. I've decided to go bigger and better. It's a full wood carving of our logo, our brand new logo that is out there. You guys have seen in some places. But we have our brand new logo. It's a big ass wood carving. I'm still working on the idea of what the rest of it's gonna look like. I think it might be an additional wood area that has Founders Club written and then all the plaques underneath it. So it's still a work in progress, so to say, but I am still waiting for 2 more people. Once we have that, indeed, it'll be there. And I give you my word, I promise you this. Everybody will hold me accountable on this. If I did it, they'll hold me accountable, trust me. That's what I love about this team. It'll follow us everywhere we go. It will follow us everywhere we go. I promise that. Alex says, shout out to the Dynasty. Yes, the OG Discord. A lot of you guys don't know about the OG Discord. They got a silver membership themselves as a group. So shout out to everybody. I will say this, and I'll throw this out there. It's very short notice. It's very short notice. If anybody is interested, we do have a silver and a gold, 1 spot open. 2 people dropped out. So there is 2 spots open at a much cheaper discounted price. I'm already set with who we have and we're good. But if anybody wanted to jump in really quick, you could email me, nyunderground@yahoo.com. We'll get you in there. But it has to be done really fast because the process does take a little bit of time, and I want to be fair. I want to have it done before the beginning of the season begins. So with that being said, folks, much love, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Johnny Riv, you're a platinum member, brother. You don't even got to worry about it.
Yeah.
You're a platinum. You don't got to worry about
another level.
Peace out, guys. Much love. You're the best. Adios. Any news breaks, I got you guys covered, baby. Winter meetings. Every day, we got you guys covered. Peace out, guys. Talk to you soon.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From